Welcome to Academic Gain Tutorials. In this video, we will look into the differences between private company and public company. A private company is a closely held one and requires at least two or more persons for its formation. On the other hand, a public company is owned and traded publicly. There are vast differences between private limited company and public limited company. So, let's look into the basic differences between private company and public company in a tabular form. Difference number 1. The public company refers to a company that is listed on a recognized stock exchange and traded publicly, whereas a private limited company is one that is not listed on a stock exchange and is held privately by the members. Number 2. There must be at least 7 members to start a public company. On the other hand, the private company can be started with minimum 2 members. Number 3. There is no ceiling on the maximum number of members in a public company. On the other hand, a private company can have a maximum of 200 members, subject to certain conditions. Number 4. A public company should have at least 3 directors, whereas the private limited company can have a minimum of 2 directors. Number 5. A public company uses the suffix limited, whereas a private company uses the suffix private limited. Number 6. To start a business, the public company needs a certificate of commencement of business after it is incorporated. In contrast, a private company can start its business just after receiving a certificate of incorporation. Number 7. It is compulsory to call a statutory general meeting of members, in the case of a public company, whereas there is no such compulsion in the case of a private company. Number 8. The issue of prospectus or statement instead of the prospectus is mandatory in case of a public company, but this is not required with the private company. Number 9. A public company can invite the general public for subscribing shares of the company, whereas a private company has no right to invite public for subscription. Number 10. In a public limited company, there must be at least 5 members personally present at the annual general meeting for constituting the requisite quorum. On the other hand, in the case of private limited company, that number is 2. And, difference number 11, the shareholders of a public company can freely transfer their shares. On the contrary, the transferability of shares of a private limited company is completely restricted.